It's like,
All right. Settle down. Please. Thank you, Ortel. Thank you all for coming. I really appreciate you coming to my book opening. Thank you, Samuel. Funny laughs. There we go. Thank you, Samuel, for writing it. It was a pleasure working with you. Now, I have the distinct pleasure of being the first speaker tonight. Kind of warmed the crowd up a little bit, so if you could all do me a favor, give a hand to Samuel Armin over here. GQ supermodel. Now, I agreed to tell a story. Yeah, it's gonna be a long one too, so you guys all know.
We can all sit on the floor.
Now, I'll tell you a story. This is the story of, very briefly.
All about how.
Now, oh, boys.
Guys, come on.
Guys. Why don't you just tell me these jokes before? This is the story of how I met Sam Armin, right? And it's very short, actually, as most things with Sam Armin are. Now. I was a young boy at the time, about 2 years ago.
A wee lad.
I was standing outside Hunter College with a friend of mine. She was a lady. And
she was.
She was. Now. And we were talking about something I don't remember, because what happened next is more important. Sam Armin came out. I didn't know him at the time. He came out of nowhere, and he starts hitting on my friend. And I'm just invisible at this moment. So he's hitting on it, and I'm just like, all right, okay. Maybe I'll pick up a thing or two from this guy. And then she leaves, so it clearly didn't work. She leaves. I didn't learn anything. She leaves, and then Sam Armin starts hitting on me. And I've had weird feelings ever since. Trust me, it's very confusing. From that moment on, it's been an on and off flirtation between him and me. He's taking a phone call right now, because that's what he does.
Famous guy.
He likes to make you feel unwanted. That's what he does. Sam, I would like to introduce now someone very important to me personally, a man named Chris. Chris, where are you? Please come up.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Well, first of all, I want to thank Dana for inviting all of us.
Who's answering my phone call?
That sucks. But I've known Sam. Most of you don't know me, but I've known Sam since I was, a little boy, 4 years old or so. When he first came to this country, I was his first Armenian friend. And I can't believe, I'm just so proud of him that he accomplished this, this novel. It's 5 years in the making. He's done it since he went away to Armenia for about a few months. He finished it. I'm so proud of him. I can't say more than enough. I read the book. I couldn't stop reading the book. Right when it came out, I was like, wow, this is just amazing. And some of the events are true. A little bit exaggerated, but they're true. So I know some of the events that occur in the book, but it's a very quick read. It's amazing. It makes you think. It's philosophical. It's psychological. It's very relatable too, in terms of heartbreak and breakups and stuff like that.
And drugs and.
Yeah, and drugs and fun parts and stuff too. Not just the depressing. Drugs and.
It's very human.
It is very human. It is very human. Yeah, I just can't be any more proud than I am of you right now. And considering that in 1 week you sold 200 copies, it's just fucking amazing, dude. It's fucking amazing. I had no doubt that you would be able to do that. So.
Sarek bought 100 of them, though.
Well, in either case, you sold that much, and you deserve it. You definitely deserve it.
Yeah.
So now I would actually like to introduce Haig.
No.
Bugging out.
This is ridiculous.
Hi guys, I'm Pike.
Hi guys.
I've been good friends with Sam since Armenia when we were lucky enough to be roommates. He would wake me up in the mornings, kind of in a creepy way, but
I don't know how I did.
he would say, I don't know why he called me that. But
I'd cuddle up right next to him
he'd cuddle up right next to me, whisper in my ear.
every morning for 40 days.
I could see that happening.
Anyway, so Sam introduced himself to me as a writer like the first day, and I told him that I also like to write. And since then we've been kind of like sharing our writings, and I've seen this thing like evolve from just a couple of vignettes here and there into a full novel, which has been really amazing for me. For me as a writer, just being inspired every time you'd write something and show it to me, I'd go home and like start writing like crazy because, you know, I wanted to get to that same level of just being driven to write something and create something.
I agree.
And I know that like there were a few months that were really rough for you that, you know, you kind of like captured that energy and put it into this project. And I think in addition to like celebrating the fact that you created something, you should just as much celebrate the fact that you were able to take a dark moment and turn it into something like really important and spread that out to so many people and make something negative into something positive for a ton of different people. So.
Yeah.
So I mean, congratulations. That's something alone to celebrate, just for yourself as a person and for your own growth. So with that, I'd call Sarek here.
Holy shit.
It's not close to being done.
I have nothing left to say. I'm just kidding. I grew up with Sam. I've known Sam for over 21 years, and we grew up in the same street. He was the first person I met in the town of Manhasset. We experienced all the crazy years of elementary school and high school, middle school, and everything together. I spent a lot of time at Sam's house. We all spent a lot of time hanging out there.
Now, right?
Yeah, Sam and I also live together now. So.
I wake him up now.
No, not before you. But a lot of this book, to me, it reminds me so much of kind of the life we had during that time, and it's definitely reminiscent of so many interesting, crazy, sad, fun, sexy perspectives that kind of from your lens, and that's amazing to see that as a friend. It's fantastic, and as an artist, I'm extremely proud of you. I've never seen such a collected effort from you, and it really hit home, man. Like I'm reading this book right now, and it makes me feel, and that's what art should do. That's what all great art does. It makes each person feel something, and that's what we're all looking to do, to feel. And I commend you for doing such a fantastic piece. I am not finished just yet, but I will be soon. And it's a beautiful piece of work, man. And I'm really proud of you. Finally, get to pass it to the man of the hour.
No. I'm nervous enough as it is. Sarek will tell you, during the lift ride, I had a speech prepared, but I threw it into the fire because I don't know.
Because he memorized it already.
Kind of. I mean, it didn't really. The idea is that, for those of you who read the book, you kind of know how I sort of see this world. You know that it's I tried to be genuine. I don't know if it's a good book. I don't know if it's a great book or an awful book, but I'll tell you that it's genuine. About 5 years ago, I was just leaving college. It was a whole new chapter of my life, and sort of at that time, when you finish college, your identity is kind of vulnerable. You don't know who you are in that moment. And for 2 months, almost every day, directly after waking up high by cuddling with him, I was looking for my biological parents. That was what I was doing in Armenia as an investigative journalist intern. And what I found was something that disarmed me. It was something that reminded me of just how undefined I am. When I came back home, there was this huge scission. I didn't know who I was, I didn't know anything, and I was very insecure. I didn't know who I was supposed to be. I would be at a party wondering, you know, what was Sam supposed to be like for this person? And that became, I'm not sure if it became depression, but it became something that was very tough to deal with because I couldn't picture a happy tomorrow. And that is what depression is. And then one day when it was very bad, I started to write. I was reading F. Scott Fitzgerald's Tender as the Night, which is a great book. I recommend it to everyone. And I wrote down the words, how much is a life's worth? What is the cost of a human's life? And that was not a suicide note. It was the exact opposite. It was a, like, you should live and try and write out why. And that became the beginning of this note. Yuri Bronfenbrenner, who's a very, very awesome psychologist, and Charles Cooley, who's a very amazing sociologist, both believe, and among other psychologists and sociologists, that our identity is shaped almost entirely by everyone else around us. How much is a life's worth? What is the cost of a human's life? After writing that note, after a few days, weeks, months, years, 5 years, I began this on October 9th, 2011. I started to see that the answers were revealing themselves. To me, a life was worth going to Gyumri, where I was born, with Chris, and introducing him to borscht soup while snow was falling outside. You know, it was having a very, very stoned conversation with Thea about the naturalist approach. And she schooled me. I mean, it's nice when you know all these psychological things and someone just rips through everything and you're like, okay. You know, life was worth, you know, last Christmas being with my whole family together. It was working out with Mo to the point where Mo had to run to the bathroom.
God damn it.
Purging out of one end or the other.
Is that what it was worth? Yeah.
That's what I knew. Remember when I went to the restroom, I was like, "Are you okay? I'm gonna go. Give me 30 minutes."
God, I gotta go to the bathroom.
It was. It should be very clear from anyone who reads the first page or anyone who knows me even a little bit well that this isn't really my book. This is our book. I genuinely believe, and I've said it a few times tonight because it's blatantly obvious. If you cracked open my identity and poured it into people, it would be the people in this room. So this book isn't my book, it's our book. I'm not just saying that so we can share the blame if you don't like it. It's more that this is I wouldn't have been able to write a single sentence without many of you. Even if you think that we don't see each other, that I'm a cameo in your life, you're all very important to me. And I thank you so much. And I hope that the harmony that you guys have created inside of me matches the harmony in this room. I hope that you guys all enjoy this evening, that you enjoy each other's presence. Cheers, and I love you all, and thank you so much. So I was saying this
Also,
before.
there's like 50 copies, everyone can buy one tonight. I'm just saying.
What a silly.
Actually, it's only like 40, so first come, first serve.
So there was the idea that I could read.
Raise your hand if you want to.
A lot. Yeah, I don't have to. Like I'd rather not if people want to just continue enjoying and like having a good time. But if anyone wants me to read,
The most memorable page.
okay. Is there a stand for this?
Yeah, right here. You can sit.
That's why. It's why we're here. I wish that light was on a minute ago.
No more cheers.
No more cheers.
Cheers.
Mo, you're brilliant. Please. This will only be 30 minutes.
Should read the whole book right now. Don't stop.
6 hours, 40 minutes, right?
First of all, let me just say one more thing. Like, these surprises were just like, only made all this more difficult. And just sorry, just one more thing. Can we give a round of applause to Faina for it? Clearly, when you asked me for Sarek's number, it wasn't for anything other than all of
I
this.
covered that really well. I was like,
Yeah.
no, I need to talk to him about the book. I just,
Totally
like I need to
blindsided.
talk to someone.